I think the biggest reason relationships end isn't cheating. It's not arguing. It's not even falling out of love with each other. I think it's growth, or at least the lack of growth. I recently read an article called Call Her Mummy. It argues that Gen Z women are starting to feel like they're becoming mothers rather than girlfriends. They're planning everything, carrying the emotional weight, pushing their boyfriends to apply for jobs, or some are even applying for jobs for their boyfriends to push them to think about the future. Basically, raising them, basically, raising grown men. At first, I thought, okay, maybe there's no way, this has to be a little dramatic. Then I realized, don't lie to yourself. I've felt that. Let me hold you there before you start clicking and clacking your fingers away and typing something in my comments. Because this isn't a video about why men are terrible. No, not at all. I don't actually think that's what it's about. I think we've confused love with growth. You can love someone so deeply, you can travel together, you can laugh together, you can have amazing memories together, and still wake up one day and realize you're not walking the same direction anymore, or even at all. That's terrifying because nothing necessarily happened. Nobody cheated, nobody became abusive. You just kept growing and they didn't. Now, this is where people get uncomfortable because we've been taught that unconditional love means accepting someone for who they are. But when that person is someone who refuses to grow, then every conversation about the future becomes another promise that never turns into action. What if you're consistently reminding, encouraging, motivating until one day you realize you're parenting someone? The article itself frames this as a Gen Z issue. Women are graduating at higher numbers, building businesses, building careers, even becoming more financially independent earlier. And a lot of them feel like they're dragging their relationship forward by themselves. Now, I don't think money is the issue. I think growth is. Because someone could earn £25,000 a year and still inspire me every day. Someone else could earn six figures and never challenge themselves. Ambition isn't a salary, growth isn't a salary. Growth is curiosity, discipline, self awareness, taking on responsibilities, wanting to become someone better than who you was yesterday. And here's the question that really scared me. Can you outgrow someone while still loving them so deeply? And I thought long and hard about that question. And I came to the conclusion that I think, yes, yes, you can. And that's why I think so many of us stay in relationships that quietly just stop working. Not because love disappeared, but because the partnership did. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Imagine you're both climbing a mountain together, laughing, helping each other over rocks, stopping to rest together. Then one of you keeps climbing, the other one sits down. you wait. You encourage them, you hold out your hand, you even go back down to help them. And then you realize you've also stopped climbing, not because you wanted to, but because you were waiting. So maybe the question isn't, can love survive? Maybe it's, can love survive when only one person is growing? I don't know the answer yet, hence why I'm making this video. But ladies, I know this, you should know this. Everyone should know this. Man or woman, doesn't matter. But I know that I never ever want to become someone's mother. Or in the other case, you don't want to become someone's father when you choose to become their partner. A 24-year-old woman was interviewed for the article Call Her Mummy, and she said something that genuinely stopped me in my tracks. She said, if I wanted to be responsible for someone financially, emotionally, and practically, I would have a child. And when I read that, I didn't stop and think, whoa, that is harsh. I thought, how many people secretly feel exactly the same way? Because if your relationship starts feeling like parenting, is it even a relationship anymore? I'm curious what you think. Do you think that people genuinely outgrow each other? Or is it just another excuse for when people stop trying? Here's an even more interesting kind of discussion and question. At what point does supporting your partner actually become parenting your partner? Supporting someone who's having a few months of difficulty is part of a healthy relationship. But when you start feeling like you are permanently responsible for everything, motivating them, organizing their life, carrying the emotional load, planning the future, and solving every problem they have, that's a whole different dynamic. So, tell me, what is the difference between helping someone grow and essentially carrying them?